From AP News, driver plows into pedestrians in Modena. 8 injured as driver detained after attempted escape. Look, see, you were all having a go yesterday. Why don't you cover more crime? Well, I told you, if I covered every big incident, this channel would just be Crime Watch. Because every hour of every day, recent imports are causing chaos from Glasgow to Galway to Ghent to Genoa. There we go. Got an Italian G for you. It never ends, and it never will end, but you have to give the people what they want. So come on, let's do Crime Watch again.
You don't know the way.
Yes, I do.
Do you know the way?
I know the way.
You have to have Ebola to know the way.
There you go. Right, we can do this. We can do this. And I'm going to be even more professional because I'm getting good with all these media assets. And I've got some headlines for you, right? Eat your heart out, Jill Dando. Basically, I'm like Hugh Edwards, except I won't show children my arse cheeks on a weekend. You know, you can't say fairer than that. Actually, I wrote 3. You guys can tell me which one would be more suitable for the BBC. What have we got? I've got Pasta La Vista, baby. Pretty good, right? I should do this professionally. Italian drivers somehow get worse. Yeah, 2026. I never thought that'd happen. Somehow, drivers in Italy have got even worse, thanks to diversity. Yeah, cheers. How's it working out for everyone? What else have I got? Hit and run Eddie. Not bad. Rome wasn't rammed in a day. Right, you can have that for now. And my last one, ravioli rollover. Driver stuffed streets with mayhem. What do you reckon? Yeah, surely they'll give me a job on the BBC, won't they? No? Well, I straddled the battlefield like a mighty colossus. I suppose I can't be good at everything, can I? Right, let's have a quick read of this no doubt inaccurate bollocks from the AP, and then I'll tell you what actually happened. A driver ploughed into pedestrians in the northern Italian city of Modena on Saturday, injuring 8 people, 4 of them critically. Shocking. All jokes aside, it's shocking. The only reason that there's no dead people is because of the amazing advances in medical technology. The numbers throw you off because the amazing technological advances that have revolutionised human longevity, even in my lifetime, they've changed. When I joined the military in the 90s, the medical techniques they would advocate when you were doing training courses were totally different to between my basic training and my last tour. Now, they can just stick a tourniquet on and leave it there for hours, and they have whatever drugs it is that purge your system of all the toxins that build up. It's amazing what they can do nowadays. But, and never forget this, that's the only reason that the murder rate in London isn't 10 times higher than it actually is. This is why they only talk about deaths, because they're lying to you. If the knife crime rate in London was the same in 1992 as it is now, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't, because we hadn't imported 10 million illiterate African tribesmen to London back then. If the knife crime rate was the same then as it is now, you'd probably be looking at about 40,000 murders a year in the UK. It's medical technology that saves these people. So, yeah, okay, it doesn't sound too bad because there was only 8 people injured. Those people's lives will never, ever, ever be the same. I read that one lass lost 2 legs. 2 legs. Both of them. She hasn't got any spares. Her life's ruined. People never get over really serious injuries. All these people who get stabbed, your quality of life goes downhill. You get horrifically injured. All the children in Southport, they go, oh, it's only 3 people died, and, diversity. The lives will never be the same, even the survivors. So don't give me this drivel. It annoys me. Medical technology allows them to plaster a thin veneer over all this stuff and go, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was a big deal, and none of these people should be walking with a severe limp for the rest of their lives, because none of the attackers should be in Europe in the first place. Sorry, ranting again. Let me at least finish the story before I go mental. 4 of them were critically injured, and then he tried to flee and was detained by police. No, he wasn't. An Italian bloke grabbed him and got stabbed while he was doing it. Police useless as always. Still, at least it's nice to know the pasta munchers have got as incompetent coppers as we have. So, misery loves company, lads. Thanks for that. And then look, in the first paragraph, he was known for having mental disorders. Of course he was, yeah. Was he called Giuseppe? Was he called a Federico Baducci? No, he wasn't. So he didn't have mental disorders. He was called Salim Al-Kaudri. A second generation Italian. He wasn't an Italian, he was a Moroccan. Again, all they do is lie. In fact, you know what? I'm not finishing this story. It's all total bollocks. The first 2 paragraphs is just excuses and brainwashing. Look, kids, nothing to see here. He was a Moroccan. Let's go to Visgrad 24 instead. I've already had enough of the lies of the mainstream media. Yeah, he was a Moroccan, ladies and gentlemen. If you think otherwise, indulge me for a moment, right? If, perchance, you were visiting a shopping area. I mean, I nearly said mall, but they don't have them in most of Africa. If you went to a shopping district somewhere in Africa, right, and a bunch of crazed militants like Boko Haram turned up, intent on murdering foreigners, right? They do this regularly. This isn't some crazy flight of fancy. They butcher people like animals every day all around the world, these people. The ones we're inviting into Europe en masse. If you were doing your shopping and a bunch of militants burst in, African militants, and they started killing foreigners, and they went up to you and you happened to have been born there because your mum and dad were hippies or missionaries or some bollocks, and you said to them, "It's all right, lads. I'm African. It's fine. I was born here." Would they or would they not shoot you in the head? Answers on a postcard. Lefty arseholes. So, this is nonsense. I can't show you the footage. Obviously, it's horrendous. It's on purpose. He just wants to kill as many infidels as possible for a laugh, because this is what they do. This is what they're conditioned to do. They're brainwashed since birth. They get forced to pray 5 times a day. Of course. I mean, even the ones that aren't mental are kind of mental, aren't they? Because if you pray 5 times a day and spend your time devouring one single book on repeat for your entire youth, it'll make you mental, wouldn't it? If they forced me to reread Charlotte's Web 4,000 times, I'd be completely off my tits. So yeah, they are a little bit mental, but the main cause of the mental is their ridiculous, brain-dead, plagiarised from the Bible, pot-bellied, epileptic, midget, illiterate, warlord, book of dog shit. That's why they do this stuff. It's obvious to anybody with a fully functioning brain, and Richard Dawkins said all this years ago, and in the 90s all the liberals just to clap and go, "Oh yes, Dr. Dawkins, yes, bravo." And then he went, "But come on everyone, not all religions are equally bad. Like Christianity's bad, but like this one here that starts with an I and ends in slam, that's way worse." And they went, whoa, you can't say that, knobhead. You can't say that. I mean, yeah, they've just blew up Manchester Evening News Arena and lopped Lee Rigby's head off and cut Emily Jones's throat and blew the double-deckers and the trains and FGM and suicide bombing and 9/11 and 7/7 and Madrid train bombing and Charlie Hebdo and Bataclan and Beslan and Boko Haram and ISIS. But I mean, come on, they're all right, really. This is, grooming gangs. That's the cherry on top of the mayhem Sunday. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I don't need to read you any more mainstream media because all they do is lie and make excuses up for them. And again, it's time to whip out Mr. Woz' quote. There it is. Everyone's desperately trying to jam 1,000 square pegs through round holes, aren't they? Why is this happening? Why? Why is everybody mentally ill? Why? We know why. They know why. The experiment doesn't work. We can't live with these people. We have to smash the trafficking gangs. We have to close the borders. We have to deport tens of millions of people. It's the only choice. It's the only way you'll ever feel safe again. Everybody knows it. I can't believe I feel like the only sane man in the loony bin. This is where we're at. You know it. I know it. I'll cut it short. There's no need for me to read you the whole story. We all know. Oh yeah, but I can end with another quick one. because my hometown's in the news again. As soon as Nick Buckley shared this, I saw that little thing in the bottom, Cleveland Police, and I thought, oh, Nick Buckley, he does charity work. This must be another heartwarming story from Middlesbrough. It's nice to see Middlesbrough back in the news for a change, yeah. And then I read the headline, and I was like, oh no. This is why we can't have nice things. Needless to say, yes, he's from Middlesbrough apparently, but he was born in Sri Lanka and his name's Durga. And yeah, that's what they do. It makes me wonder, everyone's always said Middlesbrough's got like some of the worst crime numbers in the entire country. It's made us a town of derision for the entirety of my life. I do wonder how much of it is entirely down to the fact that it's 12 grand for a house in Middlesbrough, so everyone in the local area, all the posh people in Harrogate, York, everywhere else in the north, where do you think they send all of their asylum seekers? Yeah, I'll give you one clue. It's the same town that they sent this bloke with his hammer. It's unbelievable. All you can do is laugh. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. All right. Remember, ladies and gents, keep your chins up, keep smiling, buy your wives, girlfriends and children some chastity knickers, yeah? Cast iron, chainmail, barbed wire knickers, because that's all you're allowed. Heaven forbid you defend yourself like I do, with a wide array of firearms and enough ammunition to take out the entirety of the Chinese Navy. You're not allowed to do that in England, so you've just got to get by with a smile, a laugh, and some metal underwear. All right, thanks for tuning in. See you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Cheers.